There's been a lot of blowback concerning the immigration of Syrian refugees, which have flooded Europe, and the United States making plans to take in thousands of refugees. On a federal level, Capitol and Manchin both have said, well, we ought to wait on this a while and see and make sure all our I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Meanwhile, governors of, last check, 27, 28 states have said we're not taking any, even though there's some question about whether they have jurisdiction there. And in West Virginia, Delegate Josh Nelson, a Republican from Boone County, and Michael Moffett, a Republican Putnam County, said they're going to introduce legislation that would give the state the authority and the final say over taking Syrian refugees. Delegate Nelson joins us on Metro News Talkline. Josh, good morning. How are you?
Hey, Hoppy. Good to be with you, sir. How you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks for coming on. Why are you doing this?
Well, Hoppy, what the legislation would do is it would basically make it so that the state would not be allowed to allocate resources or funding without approval of the legislature first until the people who are elected to represent the citizens of West Virginia are confident that a proper vetting process is in place.
Why are you concerned about this specifically? I mean, what do you think the threat? And you have a background in the military. You're in the, I believe you were in the Marines, and now you're in the reserves. You're in the Marines, right? Still in the Marines, right?
No, I was in the Marine Corps, in the Air National Guard, sir.
In the Air National Guard. So, what do you think? Do you think there's a legitimate threat level in this country from Syrian refugees?
Well, I just saw a headline this morning that said that there were refugees posing as, operatives posing as refugees that just tried to enter Turkey, and then one of the attackers in Paris had a Syrian passport. So it's not the refugees in particular that citizens are as concerned about. It's the people who are posing as refugees.
The Governor Tomlin's office has issued a statement, and they said the following. The governor's office has not been contacted by the Federal Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Refugee Resettlement, regarding large-scale placements of Syrian refugees. That's according to Chris Stadelman, a communications director for the governor. Quote, and we do not anticipate a federal request for placement of refugees in West Virginia. So is West Virginia even going to be on the list to receive any of these refugees?
Well, I think the wording of that statement is very careful to say large scale. Currently, we do know that there are organizations working to bring 100 or so into Charleston. So that's a concern. And regardless, Bobby Jindal, I believe down in his state, stated that he wasn't even contacted before the refugees came into their state. And also, there are some reports saying that there was a conference call with governors around the country trying to request information about these refugees, and they're just simply not getting it. And that's a big concern. Governors are concerned about what's going on in their states when they're not getting information. That's worrisome.
Josh Nelson's with us, Republican delegate from Boone County. And, Josh, I think it's understandable that given what happened in Paris, everybody's antenna is up. Everybody's concerned about the possibility of an attack. Everybody's alert. And plus, immigration is a huge issue in this country. But it looks like the vast majority, I mean, almost everyone who is part of this diaspora coming through Europe and maybe eventually coming to the United States are just simply people trying to escape a war-torn area. As a veteran, you can probably appreciate that. People just trying to get the hell out of the way.
Absolutely, Hoppy, and that's my heart goes out to those people. And I don't know hardly anybody that says, "Hey, we don't want to help when we can." But let me ask you this: if you had a bag of Skittles and you thought that maybe one of those might be poison, and you're not sure, would you eat it?
Well, no, I get your analogy there. Do you think there should be just you want the legislature to take whatever action just to have an absolute blockade, or do you want to say, no, we have to have some sort of measures in place that if Syrians are coming here or people part of this exit from Syria, that there has to be a more thorough check? And what would that check include?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that we should completely block it. I agree with Senator Capito and Senator Manchin that we just need to be darn sure that the process is adequate. And maybe one thing would be, I know we do have some citizens in West Virginia that are fantastic members of our society that happen to be of Syrian ascent. I mean, maybe some of their family members might have a connection there that would help that process, things of that sort. And I'm not an expert on the process, but we do know that it's clear, especially in Paris, that one of the guys was posing as a refugee. So to say that the process is fail-proof or maybe strict enough, I'm not ready to say that yet.
Okay, Delegate Josh Nelson, Republican, Boone County. Josh, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, Hoppy. Hope you have a great day.
All right, you too. Thank you very much.